Good evening, everybody. I hope y'all are doing well. It has been a little while since we've been live. Uh, had some things going on, as well as a cold, as I'm sure you can probably hear. It's been icky. We're feeling a little bit better. Uh, Still sneezing and the occasional cough, um, but not too bad. All right, so I've been playing around a little bit off stream, trying to come up with different ideas and thoughts to engage the audience some. I've added some stats. We are multi-streaming with a new um, plugin for OBS Studio from Atom, and I kind of like it better than Restream, to be honest with you. That way, you're not going through so many different platforms. You can just do it straight through OBS. So, because I'm streaming both YouTube and Twitch, I got the stats up for y'all right here. Obviously, YouTube is on the left in red and Twitch in purple. So, I'm trying to raise up some money for a new computer. So, know if you decide to tip anything, that's probably where those funds are going to go. To get a upgraded computer, either the computer or it would be better to get another computer, because then I could do a 2 PC stream. Games on the new PC, stream software on the old PC, and things probably will run a lot more efficiently, hopefully. One way to find out, right? Knock on wood. All right, so we got that at the top. Of course, I am not monetized yet on YouTube. Their requirements are a little bit higher. But I am affiliate on Twitch, and I do have a sub goal of 10. If we beat 10, then we'll add 5 to that, and so forth. Try to raise our goal, raise the bars up. And then, of course, we got the follower goal. Twitch calls it follower, YouTube calls it subscription, but it's basically the same thing. So in order to monetize on YouTube, they recently started sort of like an affiliate program like what Twitch has, except on YouTube you have to have 500 followers, where on Twitch you only had to have 50. So it's still a big jump. So I figured, heck, we're trying to get 50 followers on YouTube. Why not, or 500 followers on YouTube? Let's try to get 500 followers on Twitch as well. Why not, right? So at the moment, YouTube is ahead by 1 follower. Kind of funny how close those numbers are. They're just about the same number for both platforms. Go figure. I don't know how that works, but. And then, of course, below there is our viewer count, which right now it shows 1 viewer on Twitch. So at the moment, I only have these stats on the missions chat screen. I haven't added anything else, so we'll see updates as we chat. All right, so let's see. Last couple streams we played Fallout 4. If you missed it, make sure you check out the recordings. Of course, YouTube keeps things permanently. Twitch usually does not. However, I did save some highlights on there that should stay permanently. So either or. If you are on YouTube, make sure you like it. If you like it, obviously if you don't like it, then don't like it. But if you like it, that helps us grow on the platform. Honestly, in my opinion, I think they should do away with the like button. I don't think it's really serving as good of a purpose as they think it would, or as they thought it would. I think they should just base that off of views and maybe how long the video has been viewed. people enjoy the video, they're going to watch it longer. So that says they like the video, right? The problem you get with this like and dislike button is, yes, you got honest people, and that's great. But then you got trolls out there that are just like, dislike just to be asses. And so it sets up for abuse. And I don't think it's really needed. I mean, Twitch doesn't have a like button, and they seem to be working fine. So I don't know. I say YouTube, scrap the like button. It doesn't really have that great of a purpose. But today we're gonna get back to Final Fantasy IX. We have been playing the series. We did start at 1, and we worked our way up. We played 8. We got pretty far in 8, but then we kind of got bored with it. So we didn't finish it. We just moved on to 9. And that happens sometimes. So once we finish 9, we're going to go to 10. We're going to skip 10 too. Not really interested in the whole Charlie's Angels of Final Fantasy. Let's see. 11 is an MMO. I don't have it, so we're not going to do it. I will probably play 12. I played it a little bit. 13, not a huge fan, so probably won't do 13. 14 is an MMO. I do have that one. Although from what I hear, they're kind of updating it, so it might end up like New World, where I can't play it anymore because my computer's too old. Go figure. And then 15. I played it a little bit on PlayStation 4. I know a lot of people don't like it. I can't really give my judgment because I haven't really played it enough to say one way or the other. So we'll probably go to 15. I have the demo for Final Fantasy 16. However, the last time I tried to play it, it went to loading screen, and then the screen went completely dark, and the computer restarted itself. So there's a good chance my computer can't play that either. So I don't have a PlayStation 5 yet, so unless they decide to put it on PlayStation 4, we'll have to put that on hold. So once we do get finished with the Final Fantasy series, as far as we can go, we're going to go back and try to continue the Dragon Quest series. We stopped at 2. We're right at the end of 2. I might just finish that and upload it. And then we'll move on to 3. My understanding, soon they should be coming out with like a new remaster of 3. And I think they're doing 1 and 2 as well. So who knows? Maybe we'll do the remaster instead. Which they've done numerous. 1 through 3, they've like remade a ton of times. And they're good games, but I prefer 4, 5, and 6. Let's remaster 4, 5, and 6. And let's bring Dragon Quest IX out on other platforms besides just the Nintendo DS. That's the only way you can play Final Fantasy IX is through the Nintendo DS. I'd like to see it on Switch and maybe on Steam as well. They might have to change how it does a little bit because you won't have the 2 screens like on the DS. But that shouldn't be too big a deal. I mean, most of the other Dragon Quests handle it fine. So, yeah. Come on, Square Enix. Give us some more Dragon Quest games. And we're going to continue with Dragon Quest like we did with Final Fantasy. The downside is 10 is apparently an MMO that Japan does not want us to have. They teased us about giving us a single-player offline version of it. Never happened. Very unfortunate. We got Final Fantasy MMOs. Why not a Dragon Quest? There was supposed to be a turn-based MMO, to my understanding. I'm just kind of curious how that works. To be honest with you, I've never actually seen a turn-based multiplayer game before. I'm sure there's more than just a Dragon Quest game. I just haven't seen them. And I have 11 on PlayStation 4. The original 11, because they did another version called S. And so with that version, you can choose to switch between the modern graphics or the old school graphics. So maybe at some point I'll add that to my PC. I think my PC can handle that one. And I think they're talking about a 12, and that's about as far as they've gone. All right, so please bear with me. Once again, I have a cold. My voice was never the greatest to begin with, but it's definitely not with a cold. I might cough and sneeze from time to time. Please forgive me. If, you know, I got my tissues, I got my Ricolas, but I might have to take a break and step out and save you from viewing anything you shouldn't view. All right. All right. Final Fantasy IX. So, the way Final Fantasy IX works, if you're not as familiar, as they've gone through the generations of Final Fantasy, they have experimented doing things in different ways. So, in the first Final Fantasy, not only did you buy your equipment, you also had to buy your magic, and you were limited on how many spells you could have. You had like 3 per level, basically, which was annoying. I didn't like that part. Final Fantasy II, the actual Final Fantasy II, you had to buy your weapons and armor and magic and all that, but the way you leveled up was different, unique, and they've never done it back that way since. If you get hit, your defense and hit points goes up. You attack, your strength goes up, but your magic goes down. If you use magic, your magic goes up, but your strength goes down. And so it's based on how you choose to fight. So basically what I did is I chose, okay, these are going to be my magic users, these are going to be my, warriors, and kind of focus that way is how I did it. Final Fantasy III, the actual Final Fantasy III, America got things out of order back in the day. You start off as what's called Onion Knights. And basically you don't have any abilities, but you can use like any weapon in the game or something. And then as you find crystals, you unlock jobs. And I can't remember if you bought spells in that one or not. Probably did. I don't remember. Final Fantasy IV, my favorite. Woohoo! You didn't have job classes that you could choose. Like you did in the older ones. Your character, that was his class, whatever class he was. So it was a little bit more story oriented. So the main character starts out as a Dark Knight. His best friend's a Dragoon. And you learn magic. You don't buy it. Final Fantasy V, we go back to the crystal and the job class, the older school thing. So as you gain crystal shards, you gain jobs. Once again, you're buying magic again. But there's no limit to it. You can buy all the spells. You don't have to worry about only having 3. And then Final Fantasy VI, which is also one of my favorites. 4 and then 6 probably after that. Amazing story. There's like 2 worlds kind of thing. So it's not short. You have certain characters that learn magic by default, and then everybody else can learn magic if they equip what's called Magicite, which is basically a dead Esper. Esper is like a monster with magical abilities, and so when they die, you can equip their Magicite and learn magic. So in Final Fantasy VI, anybody can use magic, even the dumb warrior. 7, you're probably familiar with 7, Cloud and all that. Materia. So once again, anybody could be a mage with the appropriate materia. 8, Guardian Forces, which also had negative effects when you equipped them. And then 9, We finally get to 9. The way 9 does things is you learn your abilities and your magic from your weapons and armor. So I guess in a sense you're going back to buying them, but you're not have to buying them separate from gear. All right. So like for example, all right. So he gets the Lucky 7 ability after he's earned it, basically. So he's already earned this one. Let's see if I can find somebody who hasn't. We know everything. All right, so like she's got the ruby, and she can use carbuncle and reflect, but to keep it permanently, she's got to fill up that bar. So you'll get like ability points after each battle. It's not too many. It's usually like 1 or 2 kind of thing. So you have to fight. The problem with this is if you get a stronger weapon or armor that is better, but if you equipped it, then you won't be able to get that ability yet. So it's like you gotta equip the weaker equipment, do a lot of grinding so that you learn the magic and abilities, and then go to the next stronger thing. So the thing you got to be careful with that, you kind of got to grind. And if you just push forward with the story, you could end up in a section where you got stronger monsters and you got weaker gear because you're still trying to learn magic. Or you have weaker magic and abilities because you didn't take the time to learn them from the weaker gear. So that's kind of the downfall with this particular system. I still like it better than Final Fantasy II's way. Final Fantasy X, you have a sphere grid, and you get ability points, and then you can fill spheres and stuff like that. So you can kind of choose what direction you want to go in for each character. 12, I think, goes back to... I think it has like a sphere grid too, but I think you also buy magic and stuff. It's been a while. And I can't really... 14, you learn from doing quests for your job class, basically, and going up levels, I think. No idea about 15. We'll have to get back to that one. All right. So, speaking of grinding, that's what we're going to do a little bit of. Got to learn Loudmouth, and then she can wear the tiara, which is stronger for her anyways, and she can get clear-headed and float. Float, if this is anything like the other Final Fantasies, it's good to have for any monster who uses Quake on you, because obviously if you're floating, an earthquake shouldn't be able to hurt you. Alright, our health is pretty good. How many tents do we have? Because that's the one thing we got to worry about, because every so often we're going to have to heal. How many tents do I have? 17. We have some goblin mages. Let's see here. Ouch. Oh, you in trouble now. We got double white magic, is what she does. I mean, that's fine if you want to kill each other. Alright, so like with double magic, we could go... We'll use Cure. And then... Cast Protect. Oh, we can't spread it. Oh, I didn't mean to do auto. Why is there an auto button? Ah. Those people that are tired of grinding, right? Gonna try this again. Cure. We can't apparently protect everybody. But we probably can't haste everybody either. Let's see. A back attack draws out within the power of the Thief Sword. Skills based on luck. Try Soul Blade on him. I only have one for her right now. Ooh, let's silence him. Silence of the Lamb. Let's see what it does. That Berserk? Oh, let's see Carbuncles. Should bounce the Thundaras off. Oh, you definitely in trouble now. Oh, we killed one. There he is. Everybody likes Carbuncle. All right. Use your magic. What happened to him? I didn't hit him, he just died. I was gonna let him kill himself. 55,000. Let's turn that into dollars. Yeah. I'd like to cash in my gold. Obviously, this is where we're heading. I'm trying to get Eiko caught up with her abilities. Because I think all hell's going to break loose here at this tree. I think the bats are kind of flapping their wings to the music. What do you think? Oh, he lost his trance. He didn't even get to use it. Let's see how lucky we are. Probably not very good. One. Nope, not very lucky at all. We do have Bio. Bio's a good one. This one drains hit points. I need the other one that drains magic. That would be really beneficial. Oh, he is weak against poison. There is some monsters here somewhere that give us 2 AP if we get something besides the mage goblins, goblin mages. It's a bug. Or, more correctly, it's a bug's butt. Let's see here. I think he uses lightning. Let's try to silence him. Let's see how bio works on him. We missed. We have silence. Not. Nice. We'll just attack. Yeah, get that counterattack. Oh, we missed! But the poison killed the beetle. We went up levels, but I think it's just Aiko that has abilities to learn. He's got all his done. Got all hers. Got all his. It's just Aiko that's holding us back here, Aiko. Come on. Learn them quickly. We need Final Fantasy Tactics. At some point we need to play that too. There's an ability you can learn towards the beginning where you gain more job points. And so you can learn abilities a lot quicker. That's what we need in this game. Alright, let's use Fenrir. Terrestrial Rage. Didn't show the whole thing, but that's okay. I'll forgive it. Yeah, take that, sucker. Yeah, they don't like his weapon. I wonder what, like, is there an element or a status? Yeah, I need to fight them because I get more ability points. Let me check his weapon here. Poison, also known as the Viper. It would have been much cooler if they would have called it the Viper than Rune Tooth. It adds poison. Do he have any abilities? He can learn at 3. Let's see. We can do Bird Killer, Bug Killer, Undead Killer, Devil Killer, Man Eater, Flea Gill, which you receive Gill even from running battle. We're probably not going to really use that. Auto Potion's nice, but you're going to run out of potions really quick. Got the Mug. I got Counter. What would be a... I'm not really fighting demons. I'm not really fighting humans. I'm not fighting undeads or birds. Do have the one bug, though. We're about to go on a tree, so maybe that would be a good idea. Let's see here. Got anything for 3? No, you don't. And I doubt there's any for 2 or 1 for them, so. Alright, we need the giants. What were they, trolls? Is that what they were called? We need some trolls. Are they trolls? Oh, we got one. Probably going to only get 1 AP though. Can I cast Reflect on everybody? Of course not. But I can with Carbuncle. Oh, he countered. Can we counter a counter? Well, whatever that is, apparently can't be reflected. And of course, he's not going to use any magic. We'll let him do one more attack and then we're going to hit him. Oh, that's not magic. Oh, she learned Loudmouth. Switch her hat, I think. I think it's hat. Alright. She's running out of magic. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna use a tent here in a minute. Let's see. Loudmouth. Oh, she's on to the strongest thing she can get here. Woohoo! Got one more fight for this one. Got a bunch for that one. Alright. We're gonna call the Moogle. We'll use a tent. You're gonna save. Alright, we're going to turn that map off. We don't really need it at the moment. We're not really going nowhere. Shame you can't, like, get a smaller version. That's as small as it goes, you know. I want it to be small in the top corner or something. Attack. Bye-bye. You fell. Oh, it's a good thing I used bio. Oh, he's not visible anymore either. He fall down, go boom. Hey, we got 2 AP for that. And we got a Nymph card. We're now up to 60,000. Woohoo. Alright. Auto potion. Auto potion it is. We're getting closer. We'll need to do that one next. Ability up. I think that one is the one that makes you learn abilities quicker. I think Queena, the frog lady, I think she has that equipped. She's got a bunch of stuff she's got to learn. $55 for ability up. All right, so what we're going to do is after we learn Carbuncle Reflect, we're not going to go to Phoenix. We're going to go down here, equip this, and learn ability up to try to speed up her learning here. It is a good one. How you doing, Tommy? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I enjoy Final Fantasy, man. It's modern, has a good story, but still has an old feel to it. You know, like a retro feel to it. We got the bug killer on. Let's see how it does. Boom! Look at that. Oh yeah. I mean, I could actually save magic points and just let the Dane kill him here. Oh, he's not dead yet. I think he made BB berserk. You know, I do have to say, when it comes to weapon, Dagger's weapon is kind of an odd weapon. Alright, so the Dane, he's kind of a roguish kind of character, so having two daggers and maybe putting them together like he does, that makes sense for me. I don't have a problem with that. A staff? I mean, what black mage doesn't have staff, right? A flute for a summoner? Sure, why not? I mean, if you look at some of the old fairy tales, remember the Pied Piper could make rats follow him and stuff like. Sure, why not? I could see a summoner having a flute, but a white mage / summoner with a racket. Did she play racquetball growing up? Where did that come from? Where was that idea? Because this is the only Final Fantasy that I'm aware of that has a racket as a weapon. So I guess she's a lacrosse player. And that's basically what it is. It's like a lacrosse racket or something. It doesn't really make sense in the world of Final Fantasy to me. I'm kind of curious what the story is behind that as far as why they decided to have that as her weapon. Most Final Fantasies would give a white mage a staff, sort of like the black mage. I think lots of times in the older ones, they use the same weapon, and then eventually they're like, okay, well, we'll give the black mage a rod and the white mage a staff. You know, technically they're the same thing. Just one has more healing properties to it, the other one has more, you know, offensive magic properties to it. But I'm just kind of curious where the racket came from. Have you heard of, tried the Moguri mod? No, I haven't. I do know some of the old school Final Fantasies. You can download some mods and stuff. There's a lot of mods that changes like the sprites and stuff like that, the portraits, and then there's some you can download that actually changes some of the game a little bit, but you got to kind of know how to download it, install it, set everything up, which I have some for, I think, Final Fantasy IV. I haven't quite figured out how to set it up yet. Kind of gives you a different story, a standalone kind of thing. I think they need to find a middle ground between Rod and Flute, and somehow Racket is what they landed on. Yeah, maybe. You know, clearly, if you play the Final Fantasies and you're going up numbers, you could tell when they're experimenting with something new. It kind of sticks out. In this case, the Racket sticks out. So, yeah. and my understanding, I guess, Final Fantasy 16 is kind of a action RPG. They did a remake of Final Fantasy 1 with like modern graphics. I can't think of what the entire name is. I've streamed it a little bit. And it's kind of action, but you do have like little menus where you can cast magic and stuff like that, I think. But it seems to be like a lot of RPGs are heading more towards the action oriented, which I don't have a problem with that. I like some of those, you know. Every now and then you're just in the mood to hack and slash, right? But sometimes you want to relax and you want to do a turn-based where you can select what you want to do without any big hurry, rush, or whatnot. You know? Sometimes you want to be a little bit more tactical strategy RPG kind of thing too. You know? I hope that with video games, Square Enix, I think, is trying to cater to the newer crowd. Excuse me. With modern graphics, modern gameplay. But I would, if I could, stop coughing, give me a second. I am sorry about that. In case you missed it earlier, I am dealing with a cold. Apparently, my cold did not want me talking. So, but I got a cough drop. I just took some NyQuil, so y'all got till I get tired. It's really neat what people can do with mods. And I know some game designers probably don't like the whole modded thing because they feel like somebody's stealing their project or something like that. But if modders and game designers could work together, amazing things can be done. And to some degree, you can see it in like Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, and Fallout. There's tons of modders. You know, there's a bunch of games out there, but one thing I've noticed is if you go to Elder Scrolls and Fallout games, there's tons of mods usually. And it's mods that make the game bigger and longer and adds quests and story and all that. And I think, and Bethesda has done it to a degree. That's how you ended up with like the Creation Club and whatnot. So they need to team up with modders. Because maybe when they designed the game, they didn't think of the idea, or maybe they didn't have the means at that point to do it. Then here comes a modder, and they did it. I don't exactly know what the new Elder Scrolls game or Fallout 5 is going to have. Haven't really seen too much for them. But if Bethesda or whoever is in charge now, whoever's doing the work, was curious what the players would be interested in the game, which as a business owner, you should be interested in what your customer wants. I mean, after all, that's kind of the point. If it's just about you, then you're only selling it to yourself. You don't have to pay for it. It's your project. Free. They should look at mods. Okay, what mods are being downloaded the most on Nexus or whatever site? And how can we implement that in the game naturally without having to have a mod? I think that would be neat. I think that's what game designers need to start thinking. You know, I feel in the beginning that game designers, that's what they were about, bringing a good product to their customers. They were interested in what the customers wanted, what the customers thought. And then as they grew in size and profit, then I think they kind of lost sight to a degree of what their customers actually want. And they're not as concerned about it. It's more about what they want. And so, kind of like what I was saying prior to my coughing fit, I like the modern RPGs. I like hacking and slashing at times, but there's times I want to be relaxed and just do a turn-based kind of thing. So it would be nice to see Square Enix do both. You know, why do you have to only release one kind of game, right? Yes, times are, getting modernized, but the issue is not everybody is caught up to modern hardware. Not everybody can afford the latest computers and consoles. So, like in my current condition, I have an older computer, still running a GTX 1060 or something like that. They recently updated New World, which is an MMO. I can't play it anymore. Since their update, my computer can't handle it. I downloaded the demo for Final Fantasy 16, hoping I could at least try it. Loading screen, and then the computer restarts. I don't own a PlayStation 5. At the moment, it is not a priority for the cost. I got other priorities. I got a family I got to take care of. That's more important than a PlayStation 5. We'll get there eventually. Maybe, when they release the PlayStation 6, then I'll be able to buy the PlayStation 5, right? We're always one behind, But the other issue is with the new modern games is the price tag. Oh my Lord, $60 to $70 a game. And my understanding, the new Grand Theft Auto game, if you're into Grand Theft Auto, is supposed to be over $100 for the standard game. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying a game that's over $100. I don't really want to go above 60. If I do pay 70 for a game, it better be a very good game, and I better be able to play it. But with these older style games, your system can play them. If you're a streamer, it probably doesn't require as much to stream them. They're still fun. Stories are great, and they should be more affordable. It's the same thing with games. It used to be digital games were cheaper than physical games because you didn't have the physical game. You just download it. But now they're the same price. And now they're telling you, if you own the digital game, you're actually renting it. You're not actually owning it. So it's good to have a physical copy. I still have all my old consoles. So when they get to that point where they want to control digital copies, I'll just go back to my old consoles, and they won't even know I'm playing it because it's not connected to the internet. Final Fantasy VI T Edition has been pretty solid. I think 90s developers ever thought these kinds of tools would be available to anyone so easily. Yeah. I've been dabbling a little bit. It's been a while. I kind of stopped messing around with it when we were moving. We recently moved to the beach. But before we moved, I was dabbling a little bit with RPG Maker. I have MZ, I think it is. I think it's one of the newer ones. And it seems pretty cool. It gets me in the mood to play old school RPG games. It's like, ooh, I'm making one, It is a lot of work. It takes a lot of time and editing. The downside is it comes with very standard stuff. If you want anything else, you got to buy, and the prices are up and down on that. And so there's some stuff that I'd really like to buy. It's not on my wish list, but right now I'm working on a game that's kind of inspired by Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. Trying to bring old school back. Us old school people can still be fun, right? Just one of you? Kill the goblin. I just remembered a scene from a movie back in the day. Does anybody remember the movie Hook? Basically a Peter Pan movie starring Robin Williams. He plays Peter Pan. And so Peter Pan decides to leave Neverland and grow up, get married, and have a family. And in that process, he has forgotten who he is. Give me a sec here. Oh, he didn't kill the bug. He forgets who he was, and he thinks the whole thing is a fairy tale. But then Captain Hook comes into the real world, kidnaps his kids, and forces him to go back to Neverland to rescue his kids in hopes that he can, you know, beat him and whatnot. But there's a scene where he's at the home where the Lost Boys are. And there we go. And the Lost Boys don't know who he is. They just know that adults are pirates. And they kill pirates, is what they say. Which they don't actually show any killing in the movie. It's not that kind of movie, but no, he's just trying to look for his kids, and so they're attacking him or whatever, and they're like, all adults are pirates, and he's like, I'm a lawyer. And so Rufio was like, kill the lawyer, and then he kind of at a shock has like a little grin or whatever, and Robin Williams or Peter Pan goes, I'm not that kind of lawyer. It's a shame he died. You know, I didn't like all his movies, but he was a good actor. I'm torn on the cost. My dad says Nintendo games were $50, $60 back then. So somehow the costs are about the same 40 years later. Thinking about Rebirth, there's a lot of game in that game, yeah. And of course, you know, when you talk about 50, 60 bucks, I don't really remember them being that expensive back then. I guess it would make sense as a new game, but you know, as they become older, the price should go down. And sometimes, you know, the newer games do, and sometimes they don't. I'm not paying $60 for a used game, I can tell you that. You missed. I'm gonna have to use another bio. Alright, she got reflect. Let's see here. Gotta get that carbuncle. Let's see here. He's at 4 now. Alright, let's do body temp. Prevents freeze and heat, but nobody's really using that. Poison or venom, petrify. Let's do petrify. Alright, we're gonna do another tent and save. Now, I still have my old games. I don't know how many of them still has price tags on them or not. But I have my old PlayStation 2. I actually have it here behind the green screen. I showed this once before. So just to give you a bit of a perspective, modern day consoles, you're paying like 300 up. PlayStation 5, I think I think the cheapest one's what, 500, something like that. And this PlayStation 2, let's see here. Might be able to see better on the bigger camera here, but see if you can see it. If you can see it, it's like $149.99 for PlayStation 2. And this is not the original. This is the slim one, the newer one. And I got it relatively, when it came out. So even if games were about the same price back then, consoles weren't. $150 versus $500. So gaming was cheaper back then. Now the PlayStation 2 has a port for a phone line. You can connect it to the internet if you want, but you don't have to. You just play the game on the disc. There's no downloading, installing, no updating, none of that. Put the disc in, put your memory card, because that's what you save your game on, and then of course your controller, and you just play. If your friend has a PlayStation 2, you grab your memory card, game if you want that game, go to your friend's house and play. Nowadays, if you want to go to your friend's house and play your game, you can't do that. Your friend has to buy it and put it on his console. They don't allow you to share games anymore because they want some more of this. So that's something I was having issues with my son's Nintendo Switch. It started off as mine and then gave it to him, and I got another one. And so obviously my son is a child. He doesn't need to have a online account, but he'll have a profile on the Switch. And so the games I've downloaded on my account, he can only play apparently when there's Wi-Fi or some mess like that, or I have to buy the game again. So if you're wanting, I guess with the Switch, if you're wanting to share the game, it's better to have the physical copy than the digital download, because they really don't want you to be able to play it on another device. Sort of like what Netflix is doing. They don't want you to watch Netflix at any other address. They just want you to do it at your home address. Otherwise, you got to pay more money. It's called corporate greed. We're just gonna full out attack. Oh, guess not. I have to use some magic now. Maybe that'll work. Oh, he's still invisible. That sucks. Use magic on them technically. Oh, we got 2 bugs. There we go. I was thinking the other day, there's a game I played a while back. We actually streamed it, and it's called Two Worlds. They made 2 games. There's a sequel. We played a little bit of the sequel, but we kind of stopped playing it. It's kind of really old school. The voice acting is horrible. You know, the graphics are not all that great. It's old school RPG. It's not turn-based. It's action-based. I guess you could sort of compare it to an older Elder Scrolls kind of game. The biggest complaint that I have about the game, and it's this way with the sequel as well, when you kill a monster or an enemy, it's gone. There's no respawning of monsters. So you could kill all the enemies in the world, and then you have no more enemies to fight to strengthen with. And I don't know, as an RPG, I would prefer monsters and whatnot to respawn so that I can continue to grow stronger. The story was decent. The other issue, and this particularly with the first one, is there was a massive bug at the end of the game. As in, after you defeat the boss, you don't get to see what happens. It like cuts the ending CG. So I had to go on YouTube and find it and play it so that everybody could see the actual ending. I mean, every game, is known to have some bugs, but to have the entire end of the game cut off, that's a pretty bad bug. I don't know how they managed to release that. It's like, what happened to your QA, Didn't it just say she learned something? Clear-headed, so she's still got float to learn yet. Speaking of hooked, maybe that's how the ratchet works. Oh, we got a troll card. We're getting a bunch of cards. We should be pretty good, you know, if we want to play cards with people. They're back. I don't really want to use any ethers. Of course, we could go back and I think there's an item store where we can buy some stuff in. Do it. Excuse me. How did you miss? There we go. Yeah, I had. There's also, I think a Moogle, something that's selling stuff. Alright, so she's done with Ruby. So we're going to skip down here to get this one for ability up. Okay, so then we can go here. Let's see. For ability up, we need 3. That's Transfaster, Magic, Auto Regen's good. So we're going to give up High Tide for ability up. If I go over here, I'm pretty sure there's a Moogle or there's some kind of vendor inside, not too far. Got him. Let's see. Oh, you berserk Zidane. That was very dumb of you. Well, you did anyway. Learn float. Well, that looks like all she can learn for headgear. Make her lose magic and spirit and magic defense. She's currently wearing. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep her at that. That's the tree we're going to right there. Or not. Well, we can always go back. Alright, let's see here. It doesn't look like he sells ethers. But he sells tents. Maybe he doesn't sell any ethers. Well, I don't have any for you. I think there was an N somewhere here too. Same person. All right, guys, I'm gonna be heading for bed. It's getting late. It's 11:30 here, and I am starting to get tired. So we're gonna call it here. I'm gonna try to be live again tomorrow. We'll see how things go. If I don't get too busy or too tired, we'll see. We'll just continue where we left off. Aiko is getting closer to having everything she needs. Then we're going to move on to the tree and see what happens next. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that follow button. We got some goals on both sides. YouTube, Twitch, followers, it's pretty close, pretty neck and neck here. One person difference. So it'd be nice to see that grow some. All right. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button over there on YouTube, and we'll try to be live tomorrow. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you next time.